Hello everyone, this is a tutorial on writing an opinion essay from the English download textbook in Unit 3, The World of Sports on page 40 and 41. As for the learning objectives, by the end of this lesson, you will be able to explain two main points for and one point against the idea. That is to provide the idea and supporting details. Secondly, to recognize the opinion of the writer in the model essay, which is based on writing task 2 or activity 4 in the textbook by identifying them in the paragraphs to answer the three following questions. When do we write a for and against essay? We write an opinion essay to say what we think about a subject. The subject of a sentence refers to the person or thing doing the action or being described. Remember that when we write an opinion essay, we only give our opinion, not other points of view. Here is the essay structure to write an opinion essay. Basically, there are three parts of writing: the introductory part, the body part, and the closing part. The introduction part of an opinion essay is where you state the topic and your opinion. This is where you include a well-thought thesis statement, where you express your position of your opinion in your writing. Moving on to the body part of your writing, this is where you develop your writing, and that is why it is called writing development. In the writing development part, this is where you give reasons for your opinions. The last paragraph of your writing will be the concluding part. This is where you summarize your ideas or your opinions. In other words, you may rephrase or repeat using different words. After a brief introduction of a topic, you need to state your point of view and put a stance of your opinions for your writing. That is what we call a thesis statement. A thesis statement for opinions tells readers about what will be in it, which is on what you have decided you need to write about in order to answer the question, basically your main idea for your writing development. It is stated at the last sentence of the introductory paragraph, which is in paragraph 1. Remember that a thesis statement cannot be too broad, too general, and too wordy. Don't state a fact in your thesis statement too. We are going to look at the examples of thesis statement on opinions. It will be based on this topic. Currently, there is a trend towards the use of alternative forms of medicine. However, at best, these methods are ineffective, and at worst, they may be dangerous. To what extent do you agree or disagree with this statement? To explain further, remember that these opinions reflected on the topic about the alternative form of medicine that is ineffective and may be dangerous. These opinions are the sample for agreeing, disagreeing, and partly agree on the topic given. Now let's look at the samples. Note that the first few sentences are the brief introduction or a general review about the topic, whereby the words in bold are the thesis statement stating the opinions of agree, disagree, and partly agree. I'll start with reading the general review of the topic. Alternative medicine is not new. It is accepted that it predates conventional medicine and it is still used by many people all over the world. Now the first statement is on agrees with the opinion. However, I strongly believe that this form of medicine does not work and is possibly a danger to those using it. As you can see, the word I strongly believe shows opinion of agreement. Let's look at the second statement. I am unconvinced that it is dangerous and feel that both alternative and conventional medicine can be useful. The word unconvinced shows disagreement. Finally, let's look at the third statement that is on partly agrees. I agree that for certain conditions, this type of medicine is ineffective and could even be dangerous. But for some illnesses, it is a good alternative choice. There is a contrast of ideas in this statement because of the word but. It is not to switch to another idea, but it somehow has another point of view on another side of your opinion. Moving on to the content part of an opinion essay. Give simple facts and examples to support your ideas. As well, give specific reasons to support your opinions. Do not write about advantages or disadvantages. Next, let's look at the words used in writing an opinion essay. Number 1. This is how do we use to give an opinion. In my opinion, personally, I think, I believe that, I feel very strongly that, to my mind, I agree or I completely agree, disagree with, it seems to me that. Number 2. Introducing supporting ideas. Firstly, secondly, finally, in the first place. Number 3 is giving facts. It is a fact that, it is widely known that, it is true that. Number 4 is to add on. Moreover, furthermore, in addition. Number 5, reasoning, or how do we put reason? As a result, therefore, consequently. Number 6 is to contrast the idea. However, on the other hand, and number 7 is on conclusion. All in all, to sum up, On the whole, in conclusion, it is clear. Now let's look at the sample of an opinion essay. The topic given is top sport people today earn too much money. Discuss. Let me read through. Top sport people today earn huge amount of money, and in the future, they'll probably earn much more. I don't think there's anything wrong with this at all, as top sport people has a high-end standard. Sport today is big business. As a result, a lot of business people make a lot of money from it. In my opinion, top sport people should be free to make a lot of money from sport as well. If they are the best in their sport, they should therefore be paid a lot. Secondly, they can only play their sport for a short time. For this reason, they should be able to earn as much as possible while they can, in order to carry on living comfortably after they stop. Top sports people can earn a lot from advertising and sponsorship too. Consequently, I believe that it's practically impossible to limit the money they receive. Also, as far as I'm concerned, they are entertainers. Top entertainers have always been paid extremely well, so it seems to me that top sport people should be paid well too, so as to reward them for the pleasure they give us. All in all, the top sport people these days make great living as they are the first rated line. The first statement in bold is the thesis statement of this sample essay that is showing an agreement, agrees with the opinion of the top sport people are earning more. The rest of the words in bold are the transition words used in an opinion essay. And the last paragraph is an example of how we rephrase the main idea stated in the first paragraph, where the word "the first rated line" is another way to say a high-end standard. Rephrase means we repeat and remind the readers that we were talking about how the top sport people could earn much money. Let's have some practice. Writing task 1. Many footballers get paid a lot of money. Do they deserve it or not? Note: write about Note 1. Talent and skills. Note 2. Training and playing. Note 3 will be your own idea. Based on the two notes stated, which conversation do you agree with? Let's look at conversation A. Top footballers? There are only a few people in the world with such talent and skill. Excellence should be rewarded. Yes, it's a hard life. They get up early and train for hours even in bad weather, as well as traveling and playing in the evenings and at weekends. Now let's look at conversation B. There are plenty of talented and highly skilled people in the world, but they don't earn millions. It's not fair and it's not necessary. Right. And even though footballers train and play hard during the season, they get more time off than most people do. Now let's look at the add-on ideas that you are supposed to add on in Note 3 where you have to add on your own ideas. You are to read the extra ideas which could be added to the conversations. Decide which conversation they support and write A or B in the boxes. Well, look at the ideas provided and the answers are actually already given there. Now look at the first one. Their careers are so short that they have to earn lots of money quickly. This idea supports conversation A. Now let's look at number 2. It's wrong to be paid so much for playing sport when, for example, there are so many badly paid farmers. So obviously, this supports conversation B. Let's look at number 3. Famous players don't need such huge paychecks from their clubs. They can also earn a lot in other ways, for example, by working with sportswear manufacturers. And looking at this idea, it supports conversation B. The last one, number 4. They are important role models, inspiring youngsters and giving pleasure to millions of fans. As for this one, we can see that it supports conversation A. Moving on to writing task 2. The media publishes many details of sports personalities' private lives. Do readers have a right to know these things or not? Notes. Write about Note 1. The right to privacy. Note 2. Their family and friends. Note 3. Your own idea. This is the essay sample taken from the English download textbook on page 41. We are going to read this essay in answer to the question in writing task 2 from this slide, or you may refer to the textbook where it answers to the question in 3. Now let's read together. The media is often full of stories about footballers and other sports stars. Readers are told how much money they earn and even details of their love lives. I think this is wrong. Sports celebrities should be allowed to keep their personal lives private. In the first place, sports personalities have as much right to privacy as anyone else. If journalists followed ordinary people around, taking photographs of them and reporting embarrassing facts about their everyday lives, they would be stopped. Moreover, it is not fair that sports stars' families and friends should have to put up with so much attention. It can damage friendships and destroy relationships. However, I also believe that sports celebrities have a responsibility to set a good example to their young fans. If they take drugs or break the law, for instance, then readers should be told. All in all, sports stars have enough pressure on them when they are playing and competing in public. They shouldn't have to put up with it in their private lives as well. When you look at the flow of this essay, you can see how the last paragraph reminds us that sports celebrities should keep their private lives, as well as the use of transition words used in each of the paragraph in the body part. The words used to start off in the second and third paragraph, which is in the first place, and moreover, shows how to introduce a supporting idea. The first few words used in the fourth paragraph of the essay, which is however, shows contrasting idea. Let's look at the following questions. Question number 1. Does the writer clearly state his or her opinion in the first paragraph? The answer is yes. Question number 2. In which paragraphs are the two ideas from the notes in the writing task discussed? The answer is paragraph 2 and paragraph 3. Question number 3. Does the writer's third ideas support or contrast with the main opinion expressed? The answer is contrast with. Next practice is on the opinion. When you have an opinion about a subject, there may sometimes be a special point you want to include that contrasts with your main viewpoint, as in the model essay. You can use your idea either in support of your main opinion or in contrast to it. Read the following opinions and add a contrasting idea. Now let's read the following opinions from the textbook on page 41. I think the Olympic Games are a good idea. They encourage sportsmen and women to work towards achieving their very best, and they also help countries to come together in a peaceful way. However, now let's look at the possible answer. It can be very expensive for the country organizing the games. Next, I think doing a lot of sport is a waste of time. You don't have enough energy or time to spend on other important things, and you lose touch with your friends. However, look at the possible answer. It is very good for people's health. Finally, this is the extension activity for your writing task. I hope you have a better understanding on the tutorial of writing an opinion essay. The task is, you have been talking about training facilities for sport in your country. Write an essay in about 140 to 190 words. Question is, some countries spend a lot of money on providing world-class sports facilities for training talented youngsters. Is this a good way or a bad way to spend government money? The notes you have to write about. Note number 1, health and lifestyle. Note 2, international competitions. Note 3, you have to provide your own idea. Look at the writing plan. Paragraph 1, you need to introduce the topic and your opinion. In paragraph 2, you may use note 1 to support your opinion. Paragraph 3, use note 2 to support your opinion. Paragraph 4, use your own idea in support or in contrast. Finally, paragraph 5, restate your opinion using different words and add a comment. When you start writing, make sure you express your ideas in formal language. Have a great day and stay safe.